most certified coaches struggle to get clients, right? That's really why I put my shingle out there and said, okay, fine, I'm gonna create a coaching certification and I'm gonna do it in a way that's actually gonna teach you how to build a business. I need to make sure that if I pay for a certification, that I'm going to be able to recoup my investment by actually landing paying clients. If that's you, you are in the right place, and we're gonna get into it right now. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time 7-figure certified life and business coach, as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things, including provide coaching certifications to aspiring life coaches. Yes, if you have been living under a rock, clearly you have not been watching my videos if you don't know this by now, but yes, I released a new coaching certification program. It is an accredited coaching program. In fact, that's why I got my life coaching certification after years of making videos about why you don't need a coaching certification, and you still don't, right? You can totally be a life coach. You can be a successful life coach without a certification. I did it for many years. However, and I won't get into this video because I feel like I'm already digressing. You know how I am with rabbit trails, but I do think a certification is going to be increasingly important, especially as the industry grows and there's more focus around legitimacy and are people really equipped to empower people and clients the way that they say they can. So I'm just kind of hedging my bets, but I know that others are very keen on getting a coaching certification, and they're keen on that because they want to make sure that they are coaching according to best practices. Maybe they feel a little insecure around their coaching methodology or their way to create transformation. So now that I am so immersed in the coaching certification world, and I know all about the different certifications, accreditations, etc., by virtue of me having to go through that process, one, getting my own certification, and then two, getting my program accredited, there's still this little, I call it dirty little secret of the industry, that most certified coaches struggle to get clients, right? And I know because they join my programs. Even before I had my coaching certification program, they were joining my program saying, oh my goodness, I didn't know I would get my certification, that no one would teach me how to build a business. So that's really why I put my shingle out there and said, okay, fine, I'm gonna create a coaching certification and I'm gonna do it in a way that's actually gonna teach you how to build a business. But with that, I just wanna talk in general around why that is the case, right? Why go through all the trouble, get your certification, and still struggle to get clients? What is it with that, right? So if that's the boat that you're in, maybe you're struggling to get clients after getting your certification, or you're thinking about getting a certification, but you're like, look, these certifications ain't cheap. I need to make sure that if I pay for a certification, that I'm going to be able to recoup my investment by actually landing paying clients. If that's you, you are in the right place, and we're gonna get into it right now. All right, so the first reason, which really is the biggest reason, even though you might roll your eyes when I say this, but it's so important. The biggest reason comes down to mindset, okay? I mean, go figure, right? I'm a life coach. What can you expect? But it's true. The biggest reason why certified coaches have trouble landing paying clients is because of the mindset, one, that they just have around their practice in general, but two, the mindset that led them to get the certification in the first place. So a lot of people kind of don't know what they want to do with their lives. They come online, they see all these coaches, living that laptop lifestyle. It seems like an amazing thing. And they're just like, oh, let me just get my certification and just do that, and then I can live that kind of life. Here's the thing. If you are getting your coaching certification because you are seeking validation rather than elevation, that is going to come through in your marketing and your sales, and it's actually going to repel your clients. So what do I mean by that? By seeking validation, I mean that people in their heart of hearts are not confident or resolute that they can actually help people, that they have a perspective worth sharing, that they have something that they want to empower people with. Like, I had that before, long before I got my certification. I had that long before I became a coach, right? I just knew that there was something that I had to share, and that I had a way with people, and that I could empower people, and that I felt passionate about it, and that I was good at it. And so I became a coach and then ultimately got my certification because I was seeking elevation of those skills, not validation that I had what it takes to be a coach to begin with. And so I think that is really key. A lot of people are not sure, right? They're dealing with imposter syndrome. And not just imposter syndrome around their coaching skills, because I would put that in the elevation category, right? Maybe in your heart of hearts, you were meant to be a coach, you were meant to lead people, you were meant to inspire people, you were meant to empower people. You don't know how, but you just know, maybe via the circumstances that have happened to you in your life, that like you are called to do this work. and you're seeking a certification because you just want elevation of those skills, right? You want to be better, you want to be more confident in your coaching skills. All amazing reasons to go get a certification. But if you don't even have the bare conviction that you were meant to be a coach and you're seeking a certification to kind of stamp you and say like, oh, okay, you're meant to be a coach, a certification can't give you that, right? A certification can give you coaching skills, but it can't give you the internal conviction that this is like your calling, this is your life's work, and that you were born to do this, right? That you were meant to do this. And so I think a lot of people get confused with that. And it sounds so subtle, right? It almost sounds kind of woo, like what does that have to do with getting clients? But you would be surprised how people pick up that energy. Having strong conviction in your work and that you are the woman for the job or the man for the job to help this particular client, it comes across in how you talk about your programs, even when you say your pricing, right? Even if you're nervous and you're like, wow, I'm getting ready to charge a price that I've never charged before. If the core of your being, right, and I'm like pointing to my gut because that's where it needs to sit. If the core of your being in your gut is such that even though maybe you're doing something new or you're charging an amount that you've never charged before, but you know that you were called to this and that you can help people, that will come across in the tone of your voice. It'll come across in your body language. Like your whole energy will just reflect that and will radiate that, and clients will pick up on that. And if you don't believe me, like there's a whole psychological process behind that. In fact, I actually have a video. I can't even remember the name of the title of it because I did it a while ago, but we'll put it on the screen and in the description box where I talk about the truth about sales and why you're not making sales. And I really unpack this concept more deeply, but that level of conviction is a part of the leadership ultimately that the client is seeking from you, right? Clients are seeking safety. They want to know that if they give you their money, but more importantly, if they give you their time and they're vulnerable with you and they share their hopes and dreams, that you are equipped and that you're really going to help them. And so yes, having a coaching certification can help with that. But even if you have a certification, if you don't have conviction around the work of being a coach and you don't see yourself, like your identity is not one of a coach even before you sought your certification, that's going to be a problem and it's going to be difficult to attract clients. All right, the next reason that certified coaches struggle to get clients is because they come at their certification with this entitlement mindset. And I think this is really parallel to what we saw, I would say, even over the last decade with this kind of like crisis around student loans, right? For so many years, people were sold like, oh, go get your college degree and then you're gonna get this, amazing job after college and you're gonna make all this money, and saying like, hey, I'm gonna get this degree and I'm entitled to a job afterwards, right? Like it doesn't matter what school I go to or, if I'm even passionate about this degree program or whatever, I'm just gonna spend all this money on this college degree because by golly, the world told me, right? Society told me that if I get a college degree that I'm gonna be gainfully employed afterwards. And that was the wrong, mindset to provide to people. Now, I give people grace on that because typically when you are seeking your college degree, you're like 18 and you don't know what you wanna do with your life. That said, that's not to say that college degrees aren't beneficial or aren't helpful, right? Like I'm raising my kids to go get a college degree. I have a college degree, I have a master's degree. Like we're big on education in this family, obviously. So I believe in education, but you have to approach it with the right mindset. And so I think it is the same thing when it comes to coaching certifications. People are coming into it thinking like, yep, this stamp, this certificate, I'm gonna wear it on my chest and just the floodgates are gonna open and all these clients are gonna bombard me just because I have a certification. It's that entitlement mindset, right? Employers aren't gonna beat down your door just because you get a college degree, and clients aren't gonna beat down your door just because you have a certification. And this is really key and something that you have to be mindful of when you are looking to get a certification, because in many respects, if you're not careful, it can kind of backfire and you can end up commoditizing yourself. People can spend so much time and energy just focusing on getting the certification that they don't invest any time, energy, or even money into all the other aspects of building a coaching business, because that's what it is, a business. And so your certification is a piece of that, but it is not the entire pie. And so it's very important that you don't have an entitlement mindset and that you go into this with, the right attitude, right? You are getting your certification, again, because you want to elevate your skills, because you want to be excellent at what you do. You want to make sure that you can actually create transformation for your clients. You already feel called to this work. You already know that you have something to share. You're not looking for a certification to validate that. You're looking for a certification to elevate that. And once you get the certification, you are willing to do the work in order to build a successful coaching practice, right? That's the correct mindset that you want to have. You don't want to have this entitlement mindset of, as soon as I get this piece of paper, I'm entitled to all of these clients, because getting your coaching certification is really the start of your journey, not the end of it. And speaking of commodities, one of the best ways to not commoditize yourself is to build a personal brand, which is the third reason why so many certified coaches fail to get clients, is because they haven't built a brand, right? They're almost hiding behind the brand of their certification. Like, oh yes, I have this certification, it's from this such and such institution, or it's accredited by such and such association. And so, hey, pick me, right? Yeah, but what about you? What about your personal brand? What about you stands out? What about your unique methodology? In fact, that's why I'm a big stickler and why we've even included this in our coaching certification. Of course, not only do we certify you with an accredited certification and we show you how to build a business and all the things, but we also show you how to come up with your own coaching methodology so that you can stand out from the crowd, because it is that important. And once you know your unique coaching methodology, you can marry it with all the other aspects of your personal brand, which again, we dive very deeply into in my program. But once you know what all of these things are, you can build a personal brand around that. And it's that personal brand that acts like a lighthouse that attracts the people that are called to work with you, and they can see you, right? Many certified coaches, simply put, are just not visible, right? No one knows who you are, where you are. They can't see you online. They can't even find you because you don't have a brand. And so if you have that personal brand, and no, a personal brand is not just your logo or your website or your colors. Your personal brand is so much more involved in that. Again, it includes your methodology, it includes your personality, it includes everything you are, right? I use this term about your essence, right? It's really packaging up your essence and displaying it to the world so that the people that you're called to serve can see you. Once you have that in place, you'll find it's much easier to attract clients, not just clients who are looking for any old life coach, but specifically clients who are looking for you. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are looking for your coaching certification, but you don't want to be a commodity and you want to learn how to build a business, definitely apply for the CLS coaching certification. And no, CLS doesn't just stand for my initials. It actually stands for the Coach of Life Success, which is the designation that you will walk away with once we provide you your accredited certification. We'll even show you how to package that up into a coaching program and how to come up with your own coaching methodology. And if you so choose, we even have a version of the certification where we will show you how to build a successful coaching business from scratch. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and click the link below to apply. And if accepted, one of my enrollment coordinators will invite you to a call where they will walk you through the entire process. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure you are subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, make sure you're following me on both Instagram and TikTok. It's CourtneyLSanders on both platforms. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.